So we have a new 135-pound king, ladies and gentlemen, and his name is Devin "The Dream" Haney. Let's talk about it in this video. Excuse me, I'm a little tired. What up, everyone? Thanks for tuning in. You already know I am your host, Nice. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you do for the latest boxing news, feedback, and entertainment. So clearly, a shocker to maybe some, or not a shocker to some. To me, I had Devin Haney pulling away with the unanimous decision win, and sure enough, he did exactly that, putting out, to me, a pitch performance shutout against George Kambosos Jr., who had a magnificent bout against Teofimo Lopez to win the unified titles. So now let's talk. Clearly a good matchup, right? Depending on the style that we thought, they both were going to bring into the matchup. A boxer versus a brawler in Kambosos, a supposed Spartan fighter from Greek and Australia that wanted to implement his Spartan war mindset and couldn't come away with that strategy against a superb, skillful fighter in Devin "The Dream" Haney. Now, I've been saying and stated previously many times that I believe that the most purest boxer in the 135-pound division, we should all know, if you know boxing, absolutely, was Devin "The Dream" Haney, Devin Haney. Now, we know that people always implement and talk about his power or whatnot, that he doesn't have that exceptional power, but he does have an exceptional box game. And that's what it took, ladies and gentlemen, for him to become victorious over Kambosos. Now, Kambosos definitely tried, to me, his best to look for Devin "The Dream" Haney, but what happened? Devin "The Dream" Haney moved around, used his lateral movement, used his ring IQ, and just jabbed throughout the night, ladies and gentlemen. Devin Haney won this matchup with a jab. In my opinion, he has to throw the right hand a little bit more. In my opinion, not taking away nothing from Devin Haney. A good fighter, a superb, skillful fighter, but to me, he needs to implement a little bit more of the right hand. Now, if he would have implemented maybe the right hand a little more often in the beginning, maybe he could have got rid of Kambosos. We don't know. But we sure know that Kambosos tried his best and couldn't come up away with finding Devin Haney. So, to Devin Haney's credit, supposedly we all know about the supposed rematch clause that was in the contract, and we know that George Kambosos is going to implement anything in his tool bag to try to get that as soon as possible. Now, in my opinion, do we want to see that fight again? I have to say that I don't. To me, it was too much of a pitch shutout for us to even want to see the rematch. I would understand if it was close, if it was a good fight between both guys, then maybe we could see the rematch. But, it was just a one-sided fight, in my opinion, for Devin Haney. So, to me, he should move on. What should be next, in my opinion, for Devin Haney? I'm going to have to say either Teofimo Lopez or Lomachenko. Now, we could all toss a coin and flip and see who we want to see, right? But Lomachenko would be great. Teofimo, likewise. Reason being Teofimo, because we know the bad blood that Devin Haney and Teofimo had prior to their careers. They had issues when they were sparring, even in the amateur days, and now they want to implement some war-to-war, face-to-face time in their professional career. So I think it'll be a great matchup for both men to go inside the ring, and another opportunity for Teofimo to win his titles. And likewise with Lomachenko. Lomachenko comes in, has a chance to regain the WBC, even though, he, we all know what he did. Went down, became franchise champion or whatnot. And that was the issue that we all was talking about, Teofimo, if he would beat Loma, would he be undisputed? They never called him undisputed, unfortunately. Now, there is an undisputed at 135-pound division, and it's Devin Haney. So with that being said, what would be a better task for Devin Haney in his next matchup? Should he get the rematch? Should he give, the rematch to George Kambosos? I mean, it is in the rematch clause already, so I'm assuming that he pretty much might have to, take that, since it was in the rematch clause. Maybe if he doesn't take it, maybe he'll get a fine. Maybe stripped. I don't think so, because he is the champ, and the champions deserve some type of credit into what goes on in their career moving forward. So with that being said, great matchup if Devin Haney fights Lomachenko, or if he fights Teofimo, Great matchup for Devin Haney for either fight. Now, Kambosos, going back to the drawing board, he's going to have to if he doesn't get the rematch. And if he does get the rematch, how can he implement his game against a superb fighter like Devin Haney? It's kind of a tough one. Now, in my opinion, he's going to have to just go in and start brawling from the gate and come up with a vicious plan. But with Devin Haney, he's going to be tough. Devin Haney is just too much of a smart fighter, in my opinion. One of the smartest fighters in the game. And, he's young. So, and he has a lot of growing to do yet. So we haven't even seen the best of Haney. And he's just going to get better and better and better as time goes on. Let me know what you guys think. Should Devin Haney fight Loma next, Teofimo next, or get the rematch with Kambosos? You already know, I am your host. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, don't forget to share the fight room.